guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the biology version of the chemistry video I posted not too long ago, providing that these actually go up in the right order. Brain, please. So, what is AS, or for first year of A level, biology really like? What are you getting yourself into if you choose this subject? Today we're going to be spilling the tea on biology. I used my chemistry cup, but you know what? So was the first bit of biology. You can see it up there. um, yes, I am trying to do a different board background for each of these that accurately represents the subject. So, biology. You may be choosing your A-levels, you may be making your final choice, as in you've got your GCSE results, you've got your ranked grade, and you're putting in your final application for A-levels, and you're wondering, should I put down biology? Should I choose it? Now, if there's any questions you have, leave them in the comments below and I will try and answer every single one of them. But I'm going to see how in depth I can go in this video. So, the course. Number one, the course. Biology, it's very interesting. I actually wasn't going to choose biology. Fun story, I was actually going to choose German instead of biology, and then my school were like, actually we don't have enough people, no German class. So I was like, right, fair enough. And like I would have been in a class with maybe 2 people, but I was the only one to put German down in my like pre-form thing, so that didn't happen. So I chose biology instead. And obviously biology is kind of what I want to do anyway. It's, well, medicinal chemistry, so it's like chemistry with drugs to do with the body, but not medicine with the body, and not just chemistry. Anyway, I chose biology because I was like, well, I liked it at GCSE. Yes, it was my worst science, but I mean, I hate physics, so what are you gonna do? And so I'll choose biology. The course, probably reasonably interesting. It is so interesting. Well, Unit 1 is. So you have your Unit 1, which is, if I look at my book here, organisms, and note that is Unit 2. Unit 1 is molecules and cells. Cells. Molecules. You may be hit on the head by chemistry. You might be. Some schools I know teach this first and some teach it last. Basically, you have about 5 or 6 weeks of chemistry to do, which honestly I loved because I love chemistry, and I was very excited to do, because basically you start out with water, why water is such a good solvent, why water is used in like all bodily processes, stuff like that. Then you get into sugars and fats, proteins, DNA, but more like the chemistry of it, and that can be very off-putting for some people. As in, some people only survived about 3 weeks before dropping out because they were like, I did not choose to do chemistry, I came for the biology. And because we started with this, it's like you go into biology and you're blasted with chemistry. So it is a bit much, like it's like, whoa, what have I done? But stick with it if you want to get to the biology. Or your school might do it where they do this bit last, and so you kind of miss that stage of what I signed up for in your first weeks of A-levels, because it was a bit of a shock, but it was a good shock for me, just not for all people. So then you move on through Unit 1, you do things like, can I even remember, osmosis, you do like active transport in more depth than you did at GCSE. It's kind of a lot of doing things in more depth. You do cells in a lot more depth. Yes, this is an animal cell. Cells like viruses. Oh look, is that a circular virus that may resemble a virus which I can't mention in this video? Yes. Yes, you learn about viruses, different types of viruses. What, is it a retrovirus? does it contain DNA or RNA? Retroviruses have RNA, not DNA. How do they invade your body? Things like that. Very interesting. You learn about respiration, but it's more a recap from GCSE. Exchange surfaces come into it, which is where the respiration comes in. What else do you do in Unit 1? You'd think I'd remember this. What do you do? Enzymes, of course. That's about it. You do, so I'll just list the things. You do biological molecules, in other words chemistry, enzymes, cells and viruses, membrane, structure and function, which is actually very interesting but weird. It's like all the stuff that you just like said, oh yeah, diffusion, blah blah blah, or oh yeah, active transport, blah blah blah, or just like diffusion across the membrane. It's like this, but no, more detail. Then you go for, the cell cycle. I forgot. You go a lot more in depth in the cell cycle, as in you learn the cell cycle, and also then, you don't go into reproduction, but you like kind of do, as in you learn about what happens in cells. Cellular reproduction as well, that kind of thing. Mitosis and meiosis come into that, but in a lot more detail than GCSE. And then you do tissues and organs. So it is actually very interesting, Unit 1. Unit 2, on the other hand, I did not like as much. It was organisms and biodiversity. The only, I will say, the topic that is most interesting for me in this one is the heart, because it's extremely interesting. It's circulatory system in mammals, but it's like the heart, but a lot more to do with the heart than you do at GCSE. You have to learn a lot more veins and arteries. You have to learn how the heart beats, and what that's called, atrial systole and ventricular systole, followed by diastole. And you have to learn the processes of that, which I find very interesting. But then you also have principles of exchange and transport, gas exchange, transport and transpiration in plants, adaptations of organisms, diversity of life, human impact on biodiversity. It's a lot of ecology. Like, it is quite a lot of ecology. There's also a lot of plant biology, which isn't my kind of thing. But I mean, it is there, you just do it. I will say the heart, very interesting. I actually grew to like the plant topic a lot more than I expected when we started. I was just like, no, so bored. But it's actually not as bad. So now we'll go to the file. As you can see, a lot less full than chemistry, still quite full. I've actually got some things I need to put into the file. Whoops. But it's not as full as chemistry, I will say that. Not as full. And the textbook is a lot thinner than the chemistry textbook, so you actually it looks like you do have less information to learn. And it also feels like you're learning a lot less information and you're going through it slower, which is good, it's what you want. Okay, let's move on to number 2, which, let's get my notes. Notes and revision. I said in chemistry that you need to understand things very well. Biology, you need to understand the whys, as in, you need to understand the course content, but you also need to understand, like, behind the course content, if you know what I mean. You have, like, a thing, and it can be applied in any way in the exam. That's more what biology is. So you learn about, like, plants, and you learn about plant respiration, and it can ask you about respiration in different kinds of plants, which will be slightly different, but you just have to use what you learned to, you know, think about how you're going to answer that, and use all your knowledge and bring it all together. But you have to think about it quite a bit. So it's different in that way. So you need to know not just the content, but also how to apply that in pretty much any situation. And so let's find my revision books, which I've left over here. Yes, here we go. So the way my school did it was we had 2 teachers. And I know, well, actually a lot of schools have 2 teachers for biology. Kind of become thing. Some schools do Unit 1 and Unit 2. My school did Unit 1 and then Unit 2 in each individual class. So it's like both classes you do Unit 1 and Unit 2. You just work, like the teachers are given like topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, like that. And you do them at the same time, which is, for a person who loves making notes as you go along, a nightmare. So hence why I have 2 biology books. One is for one class, and this is for my other class. And so I just made notes for the individual classes as we went along the course, tiered like that. So that's a good thing. Now, how many notes? I haven't actually finished my notes yet. I'm almost at the very end, but I'm on 85 pages in that book. And I remember these are A5 pages. 85 pages. I haven't, did I even, oh, I didn't even number these. 60, 71, 73, 70, 75, 77, 79, 79 and 85. But I haven't actually fully finished yet, because obviously we don't have exams this year. But I have over 160 pages of A5 obviously, so if you bring that down, that's about 80 double-sided A4 pages. Or no, 40 double-sided A4 pages? Yeah, 40 double-sided, but 80 sides basically. But I have 160 A5 pages of notes. There's a lot of notes in biology. There's actually more notes in biology than chemistry, because you have a lot of diagrams to draw, which are bigger, like my diagram of the heart, which I'm extremely impressed with myself for doing. Possibly one of my best diagrams I have ever drawn. You all should be proud. Like, I was very yeah, that is the revision part. Okay, so use the textbook and revision guides. Okay, so the next thing is you will have something new to do this year that you did not have to, well, you kind of may have done last year, but not formally. You have practical write-ups to do. Now, these tend to be the bane of everyone's existence in biology, so you'll do practical that you see I have told you to do, and then you have to do a write-up about it. Now, these write-ups have to be sent to SIA and assessed. They count for 7% of your AS grade. Solid 7%. It's part of the practical biology, but instead of having a practical exam, this is your practical exam. And you have your practical theory later. But the write-ups are very annoying. You're given like almost one every other week, or sometimes you'll be given two at the same time depending on when you do it, because usually you learn it and then you do the practical, and you usually do it at the end of the topic, and so when you finish topics at the same time, you're doing two practical write-ups at the same time, which is not fun. And they have to be done very carefully to make sure you include all the right information, get it right. Graphs, tables, working out stuff. It's a lot of work, and it's something that you probably wouldn't have done before. But that's just one of the new things you have to kind of do when you do biology. Okay, so the next thing is exam test format. At biology A level is different to GCSE. So here we go. You have section A, which is basically the same as GCSE was. You know, you have your general questions that are worth like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks. And you will have more 6 marks and more 5 marks than you did at GCSE, you know, because it's A level. And you have to write more. But then, once you finish the paper, you turn over to section B and you have your 15-mark essay. Biology essays were not something I was aware of before doing it. It's not something I was not something I wanted to do, but you just have to do it. The essays, some of them are really easy. Like if you get a good topic, one that you know well, you can write a lot and get your solid 15 marks. But I will say, to get 15 marks, you do have to write a lot. Like you have to, even just if you listed the mark scheme, it would be more than an A4 page. So you do have to write a couple of sides, I'd say probably 2 to 3, that's what I aim for, to get your 15 marks. And make sure you don't get anything wrong, because you get something wrong, you just don't get the mark. So that can be kind of stressful, I suppose. But that is just biology, I suppose. You do have to be accurate in what you say. You have to use specific biological terms. That's how you get your marks. they do tend to look for the harder word, bigger words, biology words, A-level words, rather than GCSE words. If you use GCSE words, you might not get the marks. C'est la vie. That's just how it is. But to be honest, it's not that bad. The tests aren't that bad. You do have to apply your knowledge a lot more than you did GCSE, but it's A-level. So what do you expect? Questions can be a lot harder, so what do you expect? You might need to do some background reading, but it's A-level, what do you expect? You'd hope that your teachers, so my teachers, like really flesh out our booklets, so we have a lot of knowledge in those booklets to use. But if you're going from the textbook, it might not say absolutely everything, so you do need to do some background reading into your subjects or watch some videos that kind of just explain a bit more. So thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, thumbs up button, and why not subscribe? It only takes about a second and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And then ask questions down in the comments, and I will try and answer as many as I can, because I do like talking with you guys. And if you have any questions about biology, let me know. If you have any other subjects, well obviously I only do 4, so I'm only putting out these 4, but if you have any questions about GCSE subjects, I'll also leave those down below, or comment those down below, and I'll try and ask. But thank you for watching this video. I'll see you all again next time. Bye.